because his blood were involved and the timing was so short, they succeeded in pushing him under the 6 feet. And one thing led to another. He said, no, it's impossible, and it was assumed. And we know certainly that these people that actually did this to him, they did not just do it with utmost wickedness. It's now looking like Mohbad's demise was premeditated, because within 48 hours, they've already prepared jazz to show to the entire nation that we are responsible, or we are connected to what led to your demise. Spiritually, we don't want you to fight or to question us again. Those are my own interpretation of those fetish substances that were thrown in the grave. And it's quite sad again. The elder sister of Mohbad, the wife, are the two people that were found throwing substance. And then when the wife was going to be giving reason why she was doing that, Nigeria, it's in terrible go. In broad daylight, in Ile Yoruba, you know, when you see people can say Ile Yoruba, Asha ti shewa, Shelara Asha ti shewa. It brings a lot of tragedy to a society when things that are meant to be an eyesore, a taboo, is accepted and we are silent about it. Social media is not an excuse whereby we will now turn upside down our moral decency and our quest for a better and clean society. Without the culture and tradition, there can never be, you know, people to rule the country. The constitution of every country is meant to protect the culture, tradition, and the rights of the people. And if it is not our culture that a 26-year-old or 27-year-old will be buried, and then the wife, who is even younger, in broad daylight, will be throwing substance into the grave, and then we are busy looking for record label being responsible. Except whatever the wife was doing, she was doing it on behalf of the record label. That alone is a serious red flag that the society would have to look and say, láì ṣe gbogbo yẹn lóògùn múnimúyè, gbogbo àwọn tó pera wọn lábíamọ, gbogbo àwọn tó rò pé àwọn fẹ́ gèrè ọmọ tiwọn. They want to make sure that their own children succeed and they are able to be there for them. How can we as a society look at our tradition and culture that the Constitution is protecting, find it difficult to explain to ourselves what will be the rationale why an elder sister would come to the grave of a younger boy and be throwing substance secretly, not paying tribute, but with an apparent intention to punish the corpse in the spiritual realm and make sure that the right and the voice of that, spirit does not speak or fight. Those are things that you don't accept as a society. And then when you look at the series of things that has come to light, it's very important and for us to know that we have a clear-cut pathway to getting justice from Mohbad. And it is time for us to renew our voices. We have spoken before, we keep speaking, but as a people, we understand the fact that division has been used to mess up this, the crusade. A lot of people have been trying to say, we're there before, delusion, and, a lot of stuff, where, engage. I am this, I am that, I am there before you, I'm there after you. All those things are militate against the progress of this particular stuff. But apparently now, it's important for us to come back to our senses and then pursue the cause of justice. I believe in the integrity of the Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu administration. I believe in the presidency. And I know certainly that for whatever it is that they are planning on the other side, not just to deny Mohbad justice, but to even make it look like, somebody else is the one that is the order from above. I am still grateful. Our human rights organization is grateful to His Excellency Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the President and Commander-in-Chief of the Air Forces, and of course the Presidency, for looking into the matter, for looking into our petition, and for asking that the case should be looked into properly. We will know very shortly, we'll know very soon what is it in the matter and how far we're going to go. But trust me, guys, we will need our voices. We are going into September. Even to drift into September 1st is giving me some kind of headache. Like, so we're going to be having another 2 years of Mohbad in the mortuary without the true justice. It's quite funny that, you know, at the end of the day, let's assume 100 people got to hear about Mohbad's case in the Nigerian public. Maybe only 0.5% or 1% is even paying attention to the fact that the nurse and spending are to be held liable. Even most of the people do not even believe that. They don't see that as the clear pathway to justice. They still continue to look at the series of revelations that were coming out. And most of these revelations is quite unfortunate. You know, Nigerian public are playing their role. Don't actually believe that because individuals, NGOs, were bringing out some truths, it doesn't mean that the police have failed totally. Sometimes, if we have police working on the matter, they rely on the public information. Sometimes, that anybody that has credible information should please come forward. It's quite unfortunate, just that what we witnessed and what we experienced in the Lagos State Police Command is just quite not palatable. There was serious, that was a serious cover-up and compromise that we're not going to be accepting. We're not backing down. Somebody must have given them the order. They might want to work. The detectives there might choose to work, but it's obvious that somebody powerful somewhere gave the order that they should rob the injustice in the face of the Nigerian public, no matter who we are. And then we have opportunity to still run to the same police, but to the, you know, to the top echelon to say that, no, we are the public. You cannot just ask whoever murdered Mohbad to go back into the public and start buying everybody in the public because they are seeking justice. How many people they won't kill? So at the end of the day, it is still going to be the voice of the people that will be heard. And trust me, I want to first and foremost, I once again appreciate those of you that, you know, trusted and believe in our human rights organization to, you know, to lead this pack and to pursue the cause of justice in this matter. We you know, without going into self-adulation, with your support and trust, we've been able to push everything necessary, you know, so those things that we need to do to establish our case and to bring about justice. And even if at the end of the day, the police are still going to be asking us to say, okay, as members of the public, you have credible information, you have done this under the ambit of the law, we want you to tell us what is this and that, then the police will take it off from there. And that is why, because we have access to the new lead, and that is the shot and the 3 seconds video, and with the intention that the person sending it has got further video to share with us. But of course, whatever it is, we've dealt with Banti, SCID in Lagos State, the Commissioner of Police, the current Commissioner of Police. We're moved to the AIG's office in Zone 2, and then we're dragged back again to the that is quite frustrating. But because we are a human rights organization, we believe in the Nigerian project, and we believe that we must exhaust all the channels that must be exhausted on, which is the right thing. Because even if we go to any other, there must be a reason why you don't want to go to this particular top high-ranking stuff to discuss your matter. And we don't believe, like I said to you guys, for almost a year before Break the Silence Foundation came in fully, they've been able to paint pictures. Alagbara Kobai Lo and Bay. No police will answer. But at the end of the day, at least, whatever the case may be, police answered, and Adura and the Damola, they were picked up. And when they were picked up, you saw the drama that Mohbad's mom herself put up, when the only thing that we needed was for Adura to speak. Whatever it is that you are hiding, that you don't want to release, you will release it. That was even after we had a press conference, an international press conference, that he was invited. He wasn't invited directly, but of course his family is open to attend, which they stormed the place with an apparent decision or intention to disrupt and to pervert the way of justice. I never even believed that, they would do that. And when they did, you all saw what happened. We allowed them express yourself. Tell the whole world how it wasn't you, how it was another person. Show some things. Show things that will show. Go to if you had gone to his history, if you had gone to his phone history and say, I own the TikTok. Now I have access to my TikTok. Let me show you from my setting. Let me show you from my login history. These are the phone numbers that are logged in. Look at the time I was logged out. Look at it. And let's see the numbers that is involved. Nothing was shown. All they want me to believe is that it was not Adra, it was one Damola. Even the Damola was part of those that carried Mohbad's body on the 12th. If it is established eventually now, which will come very soon, that Mohbad had already died on the 11th. This Damola that has been gallivanting, with Yomi and Adura, they were carrying dead body around. And that is also a serious criminal offense. They will pay for that as well. That is a charge on its own. So it's going to be established soon by the special grace of God that Mohbad never died on the 12th. He actually passed away on the 11th. However, whether the nurse came on the 11th and they shifted the dates to 12th, I can't. But it's becoming clearer that a nurse slept over. It will be established very shortly. It might be the same nurse that actually she did whatever she wanted to do, or she was ambushed on the 11th. And I said to you clearly, possible. There is no way a nurse will come with some injections to a patient that you never met before in your life. And within 30 minutes, you saw that particular person, and the person died. Not even when the person turns out to be a top celebrity. There is no way you want to go. You will never leave that place. The least you will do is to start calling your family that because the people around the person, even negligence, people that really care so much about Mohbad, they will say, I need a slap. Because even in some cases, court to go and attack and to more. So, can you come out with story test of what could send to Yani Potiko? Emma worry. Untoma Biboin, what is smoing, dear buying, tell her Yawini, all of my girl, she a bini, a one story with it, but I look at you, about anyway, Kusuala. Because at the end of the day, that nurse will now bring up injection, This is a musician that is loved. Even if it was just Mohbad's fans around that time, they would have found a way to say, they will go on the nurse. No story, no reports, no anything like. I was even angry. Not even the wife trying to say, "What to sare mache shosho, what to le baba okwe, baba, baba think about shaking it. You cannot even tell us how you held the nurse and say, what did you do to my husband? Where did you see the injection? Where is your hospital? I want to know. Who is your guy?" It turns out to be, now, suddenly, the nurse does not have office. She is just an errant nurse walking around. So whatever it is that your plan for the nurse in Eleko, will follow Babura, a bit of a time balloy. Emma Paul, or the tell about his soto, I won't nigba. I'm saying, I've told you guys a long time ago, I am not going to be backing down. And, all these things, it's about knowing who and who to deal with. And don't expect crowd. I've said it over and over, guys. Don't expect crowd when you're trying to finish up a serious case like this. I could remember vividly when I was doing Babajisha's case. The Babajisha's case was also very terrible and horrible. Number one, they don't want him to get bail. Number two, they want him to go for life imprisonment. Number three, there was no attempt to even tell Princess that she has committed a series of crime. And number four, the real perpetrator, They wanted him to like enjoy his freedom. I said, okay, no problem. These are very sensitive and tricky situation. How many things am I going to fight for? Okay, priority. So that Babagisha will not get his bail, we were able to succeed as an NGO. We got him bail, but because Nigerian society, they don't even know the meaning of that. Even if it's that's the only thing we achieve. That's a huge one. For somebody who is being charged with capital offense, somebody who is being accused of defiling a minor, a child, and then the person is being arraigned in an high court, and we were able to fight for his bail because they were like, he won't get bail, they won't give him bail. It is his fundamental right. And as a human rights organization, a human rights NGO, we are looking at bail and hold on, guys, hold on. Hello, madam. Hello. Hello. So, like I said, getting him bail is part of his fundamental right. Right to bail is your alienable right. It's in the Constitution. No matter the crime you are being charged for, whether it is murder, whether it is arson, whether it is treason, whether it is whatever crime, it is at the discretion of the judge to look whether she should be allowed to enjoy that or not. If there is a probable cause to say that granting you bail is not acceptable, then you don't deserve to get the bail. Hold on, guys. Hold on. Hello. Hello, ma. Hey, good. You guys for me. All right. Okay, ma. So basically, irrespective of a crime, you've been, rape, defilement of a child, it doesn't matter about it. Defilement of a child and all of that, they fell under capital offense. So the first victory that we were able to get as a human rights organization, not because it has to do with the defendants, not because it has to do with and it offers to come. Human rights is human rights. If you are a human being, you deserve human rights. This is not a stunt. I am not doing human rights activism for clout or to be loved. I am doing human rights activism because every human being should be treated with dignity. But people don't understand. They assume being an ambassador of human rights is to pursue cases so that you can be loved. No, we will pursue cases so that the right procedure of the law, the rule of law, will take its course. It might mean that the beneficiary of the fundamental human right is the defendant or the person that is being accused. And anybody who is being charged for a particular case, certainly, trust me, certainly will naturally should be, respected and be given the fact that you have the assumption of innocence until the person is proven guilty by a court of law. And then, of course, when we got that, the other person that cooked up the old stuff, packaged the old crime, organized crime, brought, the likes of Iyabo Ojo, all of them together to act like, oh, they were caring for the girl. They were not caring for the girl. Because at the end of the day, when we're trying to explain to them that we are the ones caring for this girl, you have abused the right of this girl. You are using her for this. And when we began to establish our case and we were going to be pursuing the case, and when they saw the team of lawyers that even came on pro bono, what a lot of people do not know in Babajisha's case, let me tell you, I don't have a lawyer I only have one lawyer, and my lawyer was in Kaduna then. He was preparing to come to Lagos. I was just fighting, like as an NGO, I was fighting. And then, lawyers from all walks of life, 19 lawyers came through on pro bono. One say, me. 2 senior advocates. I can tell you for free, I swear on my mother's grave, court case, none of the lawyers received a dime yet. At least I know one of the senior advocates, he hasn't received a dime. But they went to court, they act based on the fact that, okay, let's go. What you're fighting for is a genuine case, but Nigerian society, they really might not understand people like you. And that is why, rule of law is quite important. Human right is key and is very sacrosanct. So we're able to achieve that. they've gallivanted. All these girls, they will buy Baba Gesha if he gets bail. They will do this. If they grant him bail, they protested against the police. And then I said, oh, no, don't do that. You guys are not constitution. And when I even put up my placard and everything, some people were deceiving Iyabo Ojo there. Oh, go and sue Yomi to court. And, that was when she posted on her page. All this thing is for social media. I'm suing Yomi fabiyi for 100 million. And, this likes of this guy, Jigon, he was one of the first people that went to that page. A colleague, we live in the same area, we grew up in the same area. He was one of the first people to go on that page to write, it don't happen, we don't share it, we don't tell her. I look at this one, I said, well, you can see how people continue to. So, in conjunction with him. So basically, we're able to achieve that. And then, when we got to the half of the case, Babangida Sharif never even started defending himself. We have never even started our defense. Princess had already run out of Nigeria. And up until now, she has never. I've been to London over. This is going to be the 6th time. Until London, she's nowhere to be found. Career, everything gone because, in spite of all the drama and the noise they made then, when the truth was coming to them, they couldn't stand it. Even because of some powerful people that were behind Baba Jesus' case and some actors in the industry. And, this National Union pressing guy that was with Iyabo then, that they were using the connection, using the president. They were just using powerful names to say, no, that case should not be allowed to stand, that they should. And then the people in the case were like, this case is very clear. This is a clear cut. This guy is, you can't expect somebody like me in open space. So America wa kere ni. America will kill now. America will kill. They cannot, for them to say this person should represent human rights activism. They give you an ambassador role. Go and start doing it with some powerful Nigerians. And I will now be doing that the next thing. I've been acting for over 20-something years. I've been fighting for women, fighting for children, many years. I have done a human rights summit. I invited Amnesty International, and they came. Their number one came to deliver my speech, keynote address. I've been doing so many human rights crusade, travel to Kwara, Ondo, here and there. So the next thing I want to do in a state like Lagos State that I've worked before. Lagos State House of Assembly is my constituency. I have worked there for a whole term, 4 years. I was on official gazette. And Lagos State is the one pursuing the case. And you think the right thing for me to do is to now say I want to stand behind a pedophile or somebody who abused a child. It's quite insulting. But because of people like Iyabo Ojo, they would paint people like us back. Just the same way you're seeing when we came on TikToks, everybody keeps saying all sort of junks. All I could make out is like I'm saying, okay. Let me give back through human rights. It's tricky, it's sensitive. They will come for your name, they will drag you in the mud, they will lie against you, they will blackmail you. But my focus is how to propagate and promote the frontiers of human rights. So when people come up with their nonsense, I said, I will only try to explain. I will only show to you that I'm humble. But if you don't understand that I'm humble, if you don't accept my humility, you don't accept my sense of belonging, I cannot help you further. So, at the end of the day, it's quite funny that I was supporting a pedophile. Will I have even the moral proclivity to come into a case like this? Will I have the moral proclivity to be engaging the police right from Panti to command, face a commissioner of police, go to AIG? All these things are not just what you do by writing petition. After I write petition, I meet with the Oga. They create room to see me. Then we discuss. Just the way you saw with the 2 commissioner of police that handled the case in Lagos State before my NGO came in. They gave the audience, we sat together because they know that what I'm doing is the right thing. But where to compromise, you can't find me there. I can't compromise. And that's why I don't know where I'm going to die. I don't have control on when I'm going to die. But the only thing I have control of is how and what I want to do to contribute my quota to the development of my country. If tomorrow your mother is walking on the street and a right is being given to her, I want to feel joy. If your son, while trying to become somebody in life in this country, they honor your son and they give your son his fundamental right with dignity and respect, I am okay. I'm fulfilled. I don't have to be. So I just want this kind of fight. Co-reflect. Now between me day. Now me only back day. That is what I want. My movies touched many lives. I mean, some people I won't be able to see forever. There are some people they will say, tell you, you know what, I'm your dad, I love your movie, and that is what I want to stand for. That is what I want to do. And I cannot bow down for anybody that says I don't have right to do all those things. So when people saw when we came in and they were giving a different name to what my NGO stands for or what I stand for, it's social media. It's you can't expect less. Because social media is a leveler and you just have to wait along and continue to flow along. And that's what I will continue to do. That's what we'll continue to do. But trust me, it's going to be difficult for you to think any police officer or government official will be angry or will see crime in you standing and defending the rights of another person. It's only because we are used to abuse. We have experienced too much of military regime. That is why the only time you will never see me support anybody in a democracy is any of this military head of state that will come back to say they want to become president. I don't give them chance a bit. I don't continue any interest in it because the successive military junta, it did a whole lot of mess on our personal, confidence as a nation. Our parents went through series of abuse. You build or you have a shop today or you build a house today, a soldier will come and say, order from above, they will just chase you out, and then it's new setting. It's terrible, it's unacceptable. So this has lived with our parents for almost about 30 something years of our independence. And that is why even today, everybody assume that those in government position, those wearing police uniform, wearing military army, they have the license to take your life. And so if that is what you think we should continue, I don't want to give that as an inheritance to my child. Even if I die pursuing a better country, it will be on record for my son to understand that how did my dad die? Or he will hear the story. The dad died asking that things like this should be allowed to stay in the country. And then if we succeed now, good. If it doesn't succeed, they will take it up. Martin Luther King enjoyed only a fragment of what he fought for. But his children, they are there enjoying almost at least a larger percentage of what he fought for. What will your children, what will they enjoy from what you stand and fought for? And that is why you should understand that this case of Mohbad is our case. It's beyond the family. It's beyond the family. We're fighting a cause that has to do with the health and the future of this country. And when you look at it, naturally, it's not really going. It's staying. And that is where you should understand that everything is not just plain. For those of you that are standing firm, standing solid, without bias, without fragment of double agents or speaking on the two sides of your mouth. Some people, their activism, when they see a little glimpse of or heat or fire, they start to melt. You start to see their true colors. But for those of you that understand that you're so civilized, you're so exposed to understand that for whatever it is, this person, consistency matters a lot. You're standing up firm and all true. Trust me, we're going to be having a very good time. They can only wish that justice does not come, maybe through us, maybe through our NGO, but the only thing they cannot understand is that it is not me. It is not my NGO. The only thing Break the Silence Foundation is doing is presenting the NGO to represent a united and structured front for the struggle so that they can interface with the public. And at the end of the day, we're so lucky because Mohbad knows that if anything happens again, I might want to still withdraw again. And then with my prayer and everything, a case that is part of the stuff was tied around me. And at the end of the day, there is no way we cannot pursue the pathway, especially this new lead. There is no way anybody whether police, whether member of the family, whether court can say that, oh, break the silence foundation, nothing concerns you in this matter, or Yomi fabiyi, nothing concerns you in this matter, please go away. I will tell you, maybe because you don't know the law. There was an attempt to fraud me with that particular incident, and that makes me, of course, a serious major actor in this case, and that is why, and I think that is what Mohbad really wants. He wants me and quite a large number of people that are resolute to be neck deep in the case so that we can pursue it to the end. Not because we're after anybody, but because we are after the cause of justice. And that is why it is very important. Let's go on a musical break, and when we come back, we'll be able to give us some reasonable updates, and then consulting. I'm consulting. As soon as I am able to get that, I'll get into Nigeria, and then we'll continue where we stopped. So, guys, it's taken away from us in an horrifying, condition. It's clear that it's quite clear and sad that Mohbad, while he was departing, the people that he trusted with his everything, they left him on the floor. He was wallowing in pain. He was begging, take me to hospital. I don't want to die. Okay, you can take my property, but let me live. But they were all focused on what they want to get. And at the end of the day, they said the only reason why they didn't take him to hospital is because he doesn't like hospital. And they were running here and there in the middle of the night, looking for pharmacists to come home and treat Mohbad in the middle of the night. What is it that happened? That 3 able men rushed out of the house to go and treat, to want to look for pharmacists to come and treat them. And the question that has eluded the previous investigation, did they come back with cavalry? Did they come back with anybody? That part was not part of the investigation the Lagos State Police did. It was not part of the coroner inquest. And that is another clear-cut way and clear pathway to justice, because at the end of the day, initially at the coroner inquest, the only thing they had was 3 men came out. The judge will tell you, I don't know. And there was not even time to ask, who are the 3 people? They said, rush it up. Let's round it up. Let's see if that case will end that way. It will not end. And lo and behold, they all can see in Lagos State, they can see that in spite of all the power and everything that we have put together, in fact, look at, we finished Corona as if we never even started Corona. We said we've charged the 2 people to court. It's as if we've not ever done anything. Look at the series of revelations coming out. And then we cannot even be bold. None of these police officers that investigated Mohbad's case can be bold that we've done our best and we did the honest truth in the cause of justice. That is quite to tell you that most times when they try to say, come and put your hand in some certain dirty stuff, when you are representing the public, when you are representing an institution that is meant to be saddled with speaking the truth and fighting a just cause, you have to consider tomorrow. For all those that I don't know which of them did, I don't know which of the police officers were honest, I don't know which were trying to compromise and mess up this stuff, or any of the government officials, it's quite as a natural cause. Everything they did in Mohbad's case, they are actually putting it down. It's part of the inheritance of their children. And when I get, it is standard for them. But there is no way, whatever they did with that government position, it is waiting for their children. They are doing it for what they want their children to actually, benefit from. And that is why succession after succession, generation after generation, gbogbo ìyà burúkú àwọn nǹkan táwọn parents, àwọn tó wà wájú, tó ti tọwọ́ wọn bọ̀, tó ti ṣe, àwa náà tún face it. So then you ask yourself the question, how did Nigeria get to this state? I didn't know Nigeria when I was 1 month old. I don't know anything Nigeria. The Nigeria that I was trying to know was the one my parents was getting involved with. So whatever my parents have done, look at, majority of us are now facing it now. So whatever majority of us now do will be left for our children to continue. So wherever you have children and you are doing something bad because of a position you hold or because of your role in the society, even with your vote, tomorrow you are doing it for your children. Don't ever think you are doing it for anybody. You will now see. And that's it. At the end of the day, that is what we don't know, that these are the consequence of some decisions that we are taking because we are a generation ahead. of those coming behind. That is why you have to play a part and understand that whatever choice you make today, you're saving your own soul. When Michael Jackson said it, you thought he was joking. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to continue to pursue the cause of justice. And trust me, when Mohbad was going to be breathing his last, this are the picture. This is, when you look at the picture, when you look at everything, and then the fact that I still don't want to believe that the testimony of the driver was equally what he wrote in the statement with police in Panti. I still don't want to believe if what he said at the inquest was also what he wrote in his statement. Then you can't continue to keep quiet and allow public institutions to divert and to direct the course of our destiny and the course of our collective justice and course of our collective morality this way. The consequences will come on all of us. Nigerians are too, you believe less in the country. You believe that I'm just a Nigerian. Some children, somebody says children should go and toil for Nigeria. Come lọ sí oil rig. Come start to work, but they can't come agbadun. And you play a role. You don't want to join protests, peaceful protests. You don't want to attend conferences and seminars. You don't want to dedicate your time for the cause of humanity. How do you want the country to get better? They don't honor. You and I must play a role. We must be willing to say, but one of us conference call. My interest is human rights. My interest is Nigerians having good water. My interest is that police officers, serving military officers, serving police officers should have a better life. My interest is that nurses and doctors in Nigeria should get well paid. I'm not a nurse, but I want laws that will see that they are more protected. My interest is that pilots should be given, different concession. My interest is that whatever it is that is your interest, what are you doing to join relevant organizations, charity organizations, human rights, non-governmental organization, to make sure that these things are working well in your country? Because when you join that organization, that is where you'll be able to relate with government institution and say, do the right thing, and they will do it. That is how countries get better. That is how we fix this country. But it's quite a shame that at the end of the day, while the police are saying, oh, they know why they quickly charge spending and loss. They are doing it for two things. Maybe it will to silence whatever they're trying to do. People will just say, oh, to remove their hand totally. Because I keep shouting them when he goes by very justice for bad. I know how these things work. What I want to talk about Sholo, want to talk about láti gbà tí case ẹ̀kọ́ ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ wọ́n ti ní nǹkan tó ti bá lọ. So lè wá mú òótọ́ wá fún àwọn same set of people kẹ́ni ó yẹ gbà ẹ lọ yí orí nǹkan tẹ́ ṣe padà. They will want to finish their ẹ jẹ́ ká yanjú ti wá ń gbà yẹn. Àwa alájọ mọ́ bá ṣe bẹ̀rẹ̀ láti bẹ̀rẹ̀ náà àti mọ̀kọ́ta ti tó lẹ̀ fún yín. Ẹ wá ní pé káwa tún wá gbà òótọ́ o ká lọ yí nǹkan táwa ti ṣe pa. Nígbà tẹ́ni ká lọ máa pera wa lórí irọ́ nìyẹn. No, ẹ jẹ́ ká parọ́ ti wá. And the luck is that in this kind of a case, in the light of a new evidence, you can take it up. Even bigger people can, higher office can take it up. But for you to think that we the same set of people, no lamatulo correct, not apa. They know that we've already caught them. They know that we are already complaining that the police investigation is not enough. The judge at the coroner, I am not involved. Let me just do my job. But of course, I'm not the one to push things. It is the complainant people in the request are supposed to bring evidence. But I know what I'm supposed to, I know what people are supposed to bring before me. You people choose not to bring it. Police came here and did jagba jagba. You family, no problem. This institution called Corona Inquest. Let me just do my job. I know I can't, if not, the judge would have even said, why don't you go and bring this? Or can even summon the lawyer and say, meet me in chamber. Why are you not requesting for an order to get the phone forensic? And you are representing Mohbad. What interest are you pursuing here? You are not defending your client. As lawyer to Mohbad, he has an iCloud. You are here in my court. You are looking for fact-finding what by your client. And they said there is an iCloud. And the iCloud is connected to a CCTV. Make a request before me. And request for an order to get the CCTV. You are here saying, my Lord, we are looking for what? Why would am I the one to go and look for what crime bad? You come before me, you bring evidence, then we look into it, we accept it, and then we advise the DPP. You are here saying, come here this morning, we come and go Shokoto, I'm for all the no court. Lawyer Yomi yẹn. Ẹ pé gbòdì wọn báyìí gbó Shokoto wọn ìdún tí wọn gbogbo etí Shokoto wọn ti jẹ́ gbòdì. Wọ́n yìí máa ṣe inú court as the accomplices. Kọ̀tọ́ lọ sí bẹ́ẹ̀ ni as the accomplices wọ́n máa kọ̀ di. Wọ́n ní kọ̀kọ́ gidi náà wá ṣe. Bí kọ́ máa bí ebi kọ́ máa tró ṣe ìsáwọn ẹni lọ́yà. Gbogbo kọ́lá àwọn ti kákò bóyá gbáyàn lé lórí gan kò lè lọ bẹ́ẹ̀ wẹ́ẹ̀ tí ẹ̀ kò lè nà. So when you see all those stuff, you look at the old mess up. We just have to pursue justice the right way now. We have to pursue it. So for the want of it, we need to continue to lend our voices. You have to understand the spiritual angle of what you're fighting for. That with this thing, yes, Mohbad getting justice would not, the fact that we want to know the truth alone, we will be free because only the truth can set us free. Mentally, a lot of us are already in chains because we can still not phantom that. This is how go. We want to discuss many other things. We want to do so many other things. But the fear, that means they can do this to me too. If they can do this to Mohbad, am I safe? Are these the people that are in charge of our police, in charge of our Ministry of Justice? Hey! What the entire and they are rubbing it to our face. It becomes a serious melee, a taboo, a curse. When you see police institution, governments, and they are doing that, and you think it is a new normal in this country. The reason why these police will continue to do that is because only few people are fighting. Only few people have NGOs to fight for such cases like this. How many people are running human rights NGO? Some of these people would prefer to do human rights activism on social media and then do charity. To pursue a case. As an NGO, you can pursue a case for 20 years. In the case Mohbad is move follow Babura. For the 20 years, but we'll continue to pursue because it's a project that we are doing. So the only thing they want to do is, let's start looking for how to get that Yomi, silence Yomi, let's lie against him, let's write fake. You have to call our fake petition. She can't go. Because anything about banding, okay, she will to do a barrier, abi. What to do also do it? No problem now. Let's fish yama. Go to be down on she will go to be down on my send the look alone. She been to buy for Judy. So, talk about that on the stage because you belong to institutions, people that okay, we'll fight back for you, don't worry. Who is that person? Okay. Don't touch it here. That's why they know the truth. Just like the way they were trying to push the Adura competition. I'm like, I was there. Because the mental competition against him. That was the advantage they got. Said Commissioner of Police, State Intelligence Department, I should come. I don't know who wrote petition. But I went there. But we thought they were causing or jabba. You know, Cosibe. What's all this? When the officer, are you doing police work or what are you trying to achieve? I said, they wrote petition, anybody write petition will look into it. So you will tell us what you know about it. I'm going to tell you what I know. Did you read or did you ask questions when he was writing or when he came to submit the petition? Did you invite him at all? What did he write in his statement? Mr. Yomi, he has written I said, as an officer, when he wrote a statement, how we got connected to this. Did you take time to read his statement? So, Mr. Yomi, write your own, then we'll take you to our guy. Hey, buddy, hey, this is getting funny. I should just come and write statements. So when somebody comes to complain, you won't even question the person, then interrogate the person, know whether the person has a case or not. So for Adura who owns a phone, even if he claimed it was given to him by Mohbad or whoever he said at a point, Adura, but Adura and Mohbad, they were just saying all sorts of nonsense. Money irrespective. And then if he claims that Mohbad was the one that recorded the video, now that means the video existed. Sir, after Mohbad died, police invited Adura, which is certain. He was part of those in the house. And he was supposed to be one of the suspects. But maybe they invited him as a celebrity to come and say, okay, come and tell us, testify as a witness account. But and they will ask him, do you have any probable cause, anything to show to us? Anybody might have attacked Mohbad. If they were mentioning Naira Marley, Sam Larry, and Adura has a video where Mohbad was attacked in his hand, and he was only mentioning those ones and didn't mention this one. Is that not obstruction of justice? When you are concealing evidence. At the end of the day, I said, he now kept it for over a year. He said he sold the phone November 1st. That means he has this evidence in his hand. And you are asking me, and that same person is telling you, money is just like two people doing drug business. And one person now took the money away and the drugs away. And then the one now call and say, police, hello, 911, what's the emergency? Yes, I have coke in my hand, and I gave it to my friend to go and sell for me. And my friend took the coke away and the money. So he stole from me. I want you to go and arrest. I want to complain. He has committed a crime. Does that make any sense? I said, sir, that is what is happening. These two guys trying to play on your intelligence. You find it very difficult to sit him down and say, hey, you have this evidence in your phone. Did you share it with the police? No. So you now sold the same evidence to your friend or to your brother's friend, and you did not log out, you didn't flash the phone, and then you are now telling me as a police officer that apart from the fact that you didn't even take out the video, you didn't flash your phone, you also did not even log out of your social media. It's easy for you to come back and say, I just left the phone gallery, my pictures and everything there, because maybe I might need them tomorrow. Because if I flash them, I might not be able to recover. But in this instance, you left your iCloud open. Who said the iCloud with phone? And so for me, who has ever sold their phone, iPhone? You sell it with iCloud. You did not only sell it with iCloud open, you also left your TikTok, your Instagram, everything open. I said, don't worry, because it's my friend, you can have access to it. Then how many days was he having access to it, and then you were using it on the other phone? When you want to log in into the new phone, what will happen to your iCloud? And if it was 3 days ago, that same Damola on the same phone logged onto his own TikTok, and for him to have access to his own TikTok on that phone, that means he will need to log in and log address TikTok out. How was he able to do that when you don't want him to have your password? You choose not to log. I said, it's not making sense. And you are telling me a commissioner of police is asking you to investigate this. What is even anybody? All this petition, you are all turned to business center. You are destroying this country because Coca-Cola. What do you mean? I don't understand this. I said, okay, let me write my own statement, because at that point I want to fight this case. And then the Adura came, Mohbad, everybody, they were talking. When Mohbad threatened, she threatened me the first time, second time. The fourth time, I said to the office, I said, this is the fourth time she's threatening me because I'm not backing down in your office. And you said this is State Intelligence Department. Only you might think I don't have evidence of her threatening me, but it's a shame that this can be happening here. And the entire police officers in that place, include, they now cautioned the Mohbad and say, Madam, you need to stop this now. So I'm telling you, I know they're scared, but then the next thing Mohbad did, and the Adura and the this guy, King White. They went to the other department they used, that the previous commissioner of police used. That is a special squad 1. They went to bring that IPO, Shadrach Enabo. I don't know what they told him. You know, in the same commissioner of police officer, Adura wrote to the previous commissioner of police. The commissioner of police gave the job to the special squad 1. I was there. They invited me. They tried to shakara me. I didn't back down. They charged Damola to court. I went on to report to the AIG. They felt like, oh, let's shakara him again. This is new commissioner of police. I don't know how the kind of money they are just throwing around. In the same commissioner of police, new commissioner, this new commissioner felt like, okay, who will do this job for me? Oh yeah, ACP, Joseph Jayoba. That one said they are classmates. He now said, you, help me to do this job. Find a way to do that. This commissioner of police that I went with protesters to tell him about the same 30 seconds video, which he promised. A week after, they said, Adura, come. They just used that petition, want to draw me in and to either cajole, force me, attack me, do whatever they want to do. Like I said, I saw it in my dream. They were going to mess up my life spiritually, in that if I had gone back into that place. There were so many things that they planned. Now, this state CIA intelligence about SID, they now come in. Then, when they realized that I was not going to back down, I was only there with my lawyer. Even the lawyer that I went with was almost, I stood my ground, and they went to go to the other department, and they brought in the officer. I hear there is one person here saying that me, I did clinical. I would never be compromised. I investigated the case. I tried. Again, because people don't know what somebody is facing. Yes, sir. The police officer said so many things, said everything. And I said, this police officer is not willing to do this. They are forcing him to do this. These people swore to protect the constitution and the dignity and integrity of the Nigerian police. But look at what civilians are making honest police officers to do. Nigerian citizens will go to them and force them to do the wrong thing. They did everything. That team, that squad, we're looking at him. He said everything. I didn't say a single sentence, because I already know the game plan. They want me to get angry and face the man and say, you're a liar, yeah. And then they'll start saying another thing, or they start maybe the normal slapping and everything. I just look at him. I didn't say a word. And I look, I said, I've done everything I need to do. You know what you're doing. I said, well, you have done your job, like you said. So I give kudos to you. Thank you. The man look at, we really you. Hey, he said, I've done my job. Yes, I've done. And reluctantly, with Adura, King White, Yamubad, they went out. Because the ACP has spoken to us, and they're like, I don't understand what you want me to do. I want justice for Mohbad. And this is the mother. This is the younger brother. I didn't cook up the shot. It's not that it was a fake shot. It wasn't that the TikTok was hacked. He said he deliberately left his phone unlocked. He deliberately not signed out of his TikTok. So he is already an accomplice. He's accessory after the fact. He said it at my press conference. Because I thought it was my nigger. So I deliberately did not log out. Then you know what you're doing. Under the law, you all know. All I want you to do is give me the video. I don't know. Just drop video and I will not stop talking about you. Let's compare the video with the shot. They refused to let us see the video. I said, I'm not fighting. I don't even need anybody. Just Adura. If it's your 30 seconds, àdúrà ló mi chat. Don't like me. Don't all of you police officer, commissioner of police, hate me, do whatever you want to do with me. Just bring that video. The phone is even with your command here. I said, what are you people doing? What do you think I'm in this thing for? Only you believe in all this telling you Yomi is there for money. It's because they understand that is how low you people can think. I run an NGO, not just me. I have a whole lot of backup people. I'm only the poster boy. I'm only fronting for the NGO. It's my pet project, but I never, there is no way they will even give me the license, the certificate if I came when they're alone. Nobody will be given power to become a non-governmental organization alone. You need to come up with credible citizens to be part of your team. I want to ṣàjọ tó máa gba gbogbo details wọn tó máa yẹ̀wò lẹ́yìn tó bá ṣetán pẹ̀lú CAC. Then you go and face the same board of trustees. You send them and then you go and defend them before EFCC. And all the process, I went through them myself. EFCC gave me an appointment to come and they drilled and they screened me before they give me my certificate. They back couple of me. No single bribe was taken from me. When they were giving me my SCOM certificate, they gave me with honor because they realized that when they say come and attend so interview, I was there. Bring social documents, bring board of trustee this, bring this one, bring everything. I took it along. I wasn't bribing any EFCC official or any to get certificate. No. So when they realized that it's not going to work, and they went out, and I said to the police officer, I said, having all said and done, do you know that this Adura and this King White, there is a warrant of arrest on them at the AIG's office, and then the other officers in the other team are, what? And you should have said this long before. I said, no, I want to know what this is all about before. I said, oh, okay. Since they said we should come back on Friday, that they had the IPO, and then we should wait now. Friday, when they come here, they will arrest them. Yeah, but never knew that was what I was discussing with the police officer. That was where she went out and said, at the end of the day, that was one of the major reasons why the King White went to do that video and said, I'm a saw the physical. Ọ̀rọ̀ Yomi ẹ ọ̀rọ̀ ọlọ́pàá ọ̀rọ̀ mọ́ ọlọ́pàá ti bá sọ kò gbọ́. Kí lọ́lọ́pàá bá mi sọ? Wasiat, I'm coming. I'll be back, eh? I'm still doing my justice for that. Kí lọ́lọ́pàá bá mi sọ? Am I going to be representing the public and be compromising? That is where most of you have not really understand what is at stake, what I have been able to pass through, representing all of you. Only few of you that have that dignity to understand that not even everything I will come here or even remember to tell you that I'll be facing to maintain and still put up the struggle up to this level. Because I'm not doing it for myself. I'm representing all of you that are determined but cannot be where I am. They have the same passion, the interest. I am ready to support when it comes to donation. I am ready to support when it comes to volunteering. I will come there physically. Those are contributive, huge contributions. So why would I have people, parents, contributing that heavily? And the next thing I want to do is to compromise at any point. That is why out of all their lies and blackmail, you can see clearly that they would never find me wanting in a situation where I say, Yomi, but I feel I 30 million logba. Or do you think I don't see I see flashes of those interests? Come on, when one Kiniko was writing to me, Yomi, go and your case with this man, African TV. will give you money for Netflix movie. More even call brush off with. I don't know what these people really think I want. They don't understand. And because people lack basic knowledge, they assume that when it becomes non-governmental organization, at the government or at the NGOs, they are all funded by government and public funds. But because when people lack this basic knowledge, they will think everything is they are donating to Yomi. For what? At the end of the day now, we shall play game. And people are coming to show me love. So all these things will need to happen. That because think of get be this, be that. And at the end of the day, people that are meant to fight for you are coming out to show to them. Any part of one was you it will Yomi. Kill out to first one see. We shall play game again. We shall watch him boombe. And he's enjoying the game. People are supporting him. It's because grace is grace. Timba para fig ori of etimo fin bag gift in me. Timba to fin for just so bad. And people say, okay, we are supporting you because we are doing the right thing. Don't mix it up. So Bokinita and Rio share pack of flower. By the time I round up those stuff, you will see. I'll be able to come out and tell you some certain testimonies. Some want to contribute to think to a very immense. To say a lot of positive and a great blessing in future. Because we will be expecting to mark back. Material share everybody done. People they switch quickly. They speak from the two sides of the mouth. They want to raise unnecessary competition. Only might do anybody loju. The only reason why most of the structures I have, so they carry data, was because two things. The moment I have all the structures behind me, American Embassy, German Embassy, Amnesty International, Lagos State House of Assembly, movie industry, my celebrity status. All I did was, you know what? I'm not going to use it to start collecting grants. I will stay 5 years and suffer. Any NGO, any advocacy I want that come in between them, I will run it raw. I don't want people to see me as an activist that is popular because he was already an actor, he was already famous. I wanted to build a reputation, a name and a face in activism from the scratch. I don't want people to say I had an advantage. Hello, about activism in Nigeria. The key institutions that hold the bedrock of human rights activism, they are still on my side. I want to my concosit my ship because Tolomatic Sokwe must survive it, survive it. Tomorrow, what about to boom it? So, but why you connection only way? Oh, then face it. If I want to see a commissioner of police, I won't write and say the day before. I'll go there that day and I'll see him. If I want to see an AIG, I want to see IG, I want to see governor. My boy. Talk about the Canada, you talk about Canada, my Los Abuja. Make people go. I want to see the president, the first lady, everything them alone. I want to see some ambassadors marry. I have already initiated some correspondence. I'm waiting for them to come back in. Because this last onslaught, don't be shady because now we're able to push it to a stage. I'll tell them, do you know how many of the events they will ask? Me, I'm not worried. So, we have to understand that for you to be, before you can get to that position you're seeking, you must be ready and willing to be misunderstood, hated, disdained, and even discarded. Wọ́n ló máa padà recover rẹ̀ because wàá wá realize pé tó bá wo gbogbo struggle yẹn bọ̀, you see how much I keep wanting to trust people, how I love to align with people, but they ṣe backstab tí mo dẹ̀ ń bá ń bẹ̀. So when as a human rights consultant, mo ti post a certificate to me, it's on my Instagram, you see it, mo fi handle, what I'm saying, mo fi handle àwọn yẹn síbẹ̀. I'm a certified human rights consultant. I can teach people on human rights and give you certificates. Apart from the fact that I worked at the Lagos State House of Assembly. Look at how old do you think I will be in 2003 when I was given the mantle, political appointment, come and work as my PA and special advisor at the Lagos State House of Assembly, where they make laws. Gbogbo law bó ṣe ń ṣe òfin. The consideration of law, public, the case, that was where I got it. A whole time. I can tell you for free, I was dining and wining with the high and mighty that we have today now. At that time, we see the governor, even when Governor Raji Fashola was chief of staff to the current president, you find him always in the office writing, thinking, brainstorming for the governor. When I take stuff to him through my honorable, Yomi, approve it. When you see him talking with my honorable, I come away in sorrow, you learn. That's why most of these people, they will look and say, but boy, government invested on Yomi gone. Because I won't commit tower to bought up on lying by it. Oh, but Gerard, no time of pare, but banter. So when people like you come out and say, that Yomi talks a lot, they will say, we'll pay all of full level to be able to speak. Not that he talks recklessly. Chemoya and Koshiri, I've been going to Shelley, Lojua, for 4 years, who are allowing our state legislators. And my honorable was the chairman of a committee. Do you know how many meetings we'll be doing with members of his committee? I want to come by Leveche, Tobaso. To put Bashe Bobai, my process, you could border, you below border by Jadi. You will keep it forever. Fish experience. Look at how would the man in 2003 at that high level, and then look at Mookie movies doing everything. So and tomorrow I want to give back, and you're thinking dealing with you within this short period of time, you want to sum up my reputation and then that this is who I am. You are going to be totally wrong eventually. Because at the end of the day, everything that we discard, that we were based assumption. Assumption when we got off about justice about the level. But I wasn't going to back down. Then when it comes to say, memory la nini abikini. Even if you don't know where I'm coming from, at a point in my life, ambassadors will write me direct. When I was going to be decorated as a human rights ambassador, the American embassy, this date was scheduled for 1st of March 2018, and I was going to bury my mom 3rd of March. By the time information got to them that your family lost his mom and the burial, so the ambassador said we shifted. The embassy shifted the day they were decorating myself, former minister Obi Ezekwesili Atisimi. They shifted it to 24th of April 2018. So at the end of the day, when you see all those things, certificate mo gbe dani yẹn kò ṣe no embassy America ni for America to allow you walk into the embassy and the ambassador John Bray or human rights ambassador, and then we're still pushing it and doing so many things. It's because we have a role to play to reshape this country for good, and that is why you need to start playing a path. How do I contribute my quota into making this country work? Because Nigeria can't get better by you thinking, by just wishful thinking. No, Not everybody in government that you put in government position will be the one to do it alone. You must play a path. You must raise your children to know that there is something they call civic social responsibility. Because everything you have been pursuing is about yourself. So, guys, we're going to be pursuing justice for Mohbad, of course, the right way. And what I've waited for is that I've said it, let's go on recess, because they might want to play us and stuff like that. Let's wait until those things that we've done to materialize. And I know they were already planning to come after me. They were sending the police officers that were trying to lure me into their trap. I get what I'm saying? But at this point, now bit about day. So we go. Àṣírí àwọn díẹ̀ tó kù. Àṣírí wọn gbọ́dọ̀ tú pátápátá. Ẹ mọ̀ ko mo ti sọ pé àṣírí wọn gbọ́dọ̀ àwọn kan. Mo sọ pé àwọn èèyàn kan ńlá kan. Ẹ tó bá rántí gbà mo ní n tèmi rí. Àwọn ńlá kan àṣírí wọn máa tú. But kò tí pé tí wọn ò bá ti jáwọ́ kó tàn padà. Òun ni mo ṣe máa ń pa òwe yẹn. People, you are not listening. Mo ní ajá aláṣejù ló máa ń lépa ẹkùn. Àwọn tí òwe yẹn bá wí ni àwọn tó wà ń di ọ̀rọ̀ Mohbad. Wọ́n pọ̀. But they have been able to drag in some people that you would think they are the one controlling the entire institution. Meanwhile, tí àgbákò yẹn tó bá dọ́dọ̀ wọn báyìí, tó bá yọ wọ́n jìgà báyìí, ẹ mọ̀ pé wọ́n sì ń bẹ̀ rárá nínú millions of people tó wà ní institution yẹn. They were only opportune to hold that position. To position wọ́n dà pé àwọn lọ ní, and they are using it wrongly. But it means so, and I'm advising them now, because if these people can still be useful to the institution, they should just back off from anything that will bring stain to the institution and to themselves. Because Toba Gabokpo, we are found so tough. We are don't never fun ti parọ́ fún wa. We are to test again because ti found eléyìí ó máa padà ṣiṣẹ́ ni. But if truly they have not jettisoned what they are, àti sọ fún wọn pé ohun tó ń ṣe yìí jáwọ́ bẹ́ẹ̀ o. And go and pray and clean yourself and let that boy get justice, because if it's time baloy, I'm not doing justice. Mo ti sọ ti pẹ́, but o ti ń yé mi, but mo ti ń rí, mo ti investigate, mo ti mọ̀. Èmi ò ṣe justice fún bàbá Mohbad o. Èmi ò ṣe justice fún ìyá Mohbad. I am only doing justice for Mohbad. If Mohbad does not have father or mother, he has right to justice. So it doesn't necessarily need or will mean that until the family request or deny him justice before. No! Ègbé ni fún ọlọ́pàá náà. Ègún ni fún ìjọba tó bá ní, because the father or the mother said, we don't care if he was tried unjustly. We don't want him to get justice. It's no longer in their purview. Only a rogue, ill-informed, unprofessional police or government official will say the family has the right to determine whether he will get justice or not. You cannot enforce the law if you don't know the law. And that is why we as people will need to start demanding that if these people are going to be representing us in that police institution, we need to start asking that, why can't they keep retraining them? We need to invest as people that this institution is important to the well-being of this country. And whoever amongst us will go and be representing the entire nation, we must ensure that we lend our voices. Come out, fund the come and train our local data. Good welfare. Good package, so that any attempt to bribe them, discourage you, only level them a package of police officer in Nigeria. And I'm an one last bribe because I'm like, allowance, salary okay. When they go like that, look at. There's no way police officers will look at footballers to play competition under 1 month. Of $100,000, one for only. For years, ordinary 1 room, 1 room. And the bitter truth that we have to accept too, I can tell you for real, 80% of the lower cadre police officers, majority of them, 1 room long. Don't be. They don't have the luxury of that comfort that a public servant, deserves. That alone will affect their IQ, and then they will look at tilting towards crime. If you are bothered about this, then you start coming together to say, how can we take out this menace? How can we take away this menace? We have to fight and ensure that we push this to the right way. MLA, I'm good. Don't worry, I'm fine, Daddy. You understand? How can we do that? So that is where we need to understand the fact that we are equally guilty of the nation Nigeria and those people sacrificing for the well-being of the country. But when they have all these things, enter will go package, you got to as a public servant to might discourage you from collecting bribe or even compromising. To even tell the police, I say, no, I can't. And then training and retraining. As a PA and legislative aid to a honorable member at the Lagos State House of Assembly, we get trained, seminars. This is how you should do, how you comport yourself, how you do. It's irrespective of our individual personality or differences. They trained us with a basic collective idea of how we should carry our jobs as second man to our honorable members. We have just 40 honorable members in Lagos State. Our 42 péré ni wọ́n máa ń dìbò fún ní Lagos State official. Àwọn tó kù, maybe one rep l'Abuja, maybe one senator. But in Lagos State that are going to be domiciled in Lagos State, just 42 people péré. At the state level, just 42. A governor and a deputy and 40 honorable members. All the rest, they are on political appointment. So all these things, those are the experience that we brought to fore. But it's quite unfortunate that, because when I, labor because of somebody and allow the person to take charge, it's a good intention, but I should have keep pressing at least maybe whatever you get no, let me take charge, and then it will come show. But to be honest with you, because by the time everything come to fall, majority don't block they are not interested in justice. Some of them, they don't just want the justice to come through, break the silence foundation. Meanwhile, they can't understand the fact that this kind of a struggle, only level of solidity that you must have to pursue this kind of a case. It's not a justice that can be won on social media. Like, okay, I call people out. Me, I don't do my activism by calling people out. Because I have to understand that I have to respect fundamental human rights. I'm not a whistleblower. I don't do it. I'm a thoroughbred, complete. I'm a key figure in the human rights community. So I want to be a wow, and that's why you see people start coming. No, don't put me in the comparison is a proof of nothing. So don't compare me with, and whatever it is about they know that come and use your name, your fame to help the quest, which I have done reasonably well. So I want to once again apologize to the fact that some people, you felt bad that I was dragged, my name was dragged, though I've been able to ensure that my NGO was not messed up with. I protected that constituency very well to the best of my ability. So it is still better when we were shouting Yoko for Yomi, just like the girl when we went on national TV to say Yomi and Bawu. You need to go down for me or down for me. And if there's anything they've sent to the NGO's account, we've been able to use it the right way. And that was why I was so mad. It's quite a shame that Larry Omodiayo, he was the complainant. Even the account of the NGO. Because when people go out and lie to people wọ́n gbọ́ àwọn náà fẹ́ ṣe kiri kan wọ́n ní di 2.3 million wọ́n dá 2.2 million àbí 2.5 million àwọn execute kan àwọn ti gbowó kan wọ́n ti dá fún àwọn tún fẹ́ ṣe nǹkan mi wọ́n ní wọ́n fẹ́ ní di 5 million wọ́n dá 5 million àwọn execute wọ́n pariwo Yomi ẹ̀ ló ń dáwó fún ẹ̀dẹ̀ wọ́n ṣe nǹkan yẹn ẹni pé àwọn kan mi wà tẹ̀ tí ẹ̀ dáwó fún gan tó run into millions wọ́n ní pọ́ ṣe and then they will still come out and do all of but those things were targeted to silence and weaken your resolve. Ó ti wá kéré sí gbogbo nǹkan tí mo tó ṣẹlẹ̀ ní kọ̀rọ̀ because normally on a good day that is the way they use commissioner of police. They will come threaten a pan. If I can face 2 commissioner of police, èèyàn kan jókòó sí because I rojọ́ kíní kan ni. Onojú àwọn tó ṣe activism tó lè face gbogbo nǹkan tí wọ́n face yẹn. For a commissioner of police to send his squad and say tell that Yomi that I am not interested in that phone and that video in the phone and that is on period. Charge the Damola to court on OBT only. How many people you think will survive it? That one left, faced the second commissioner of police. He received us. You saw I was praising him. That's the way it should be because I'm only doing my job. Only I don't get not to criticize it. Okay. Àjọ jókòó pẹ̀lú gba àwọn ọlọ́pàá tó investigate the case Mohbad ọ̀gá wọn ló kó wọn wá. The DCP was not there then. A week after, the same commissioner of police received petition from Adrian because they want to say about how much shakara Yomi ẹ tó bá le jù ẹni arrest ẹ sọ pé máa arrest ẹ máa gbé lọ court ó máa jáwọ́. He said don't protest but I will protest sir. And the man spoke to me politely, don't do it please. Okay, I'm going to do it. He said they were let them hijack. If you want to arrest me after they hijack, I don't care. He said, Mr. Yomi, please, you can see I promise. And he promised me. The reason why I backed down, he promised me that, don't worry. Okay, since you said you will protest, but Mr. Yomi, okay, bring the protest to the command. I said, to the command. He said, well, but if you protest in Maryland to Ojota, Shebi, you will still want us to address you. And I will have to send police officers to guide you. Instead of doing that, come and say anything. Whatever is making you angry, whatever is your demand, come and say it in the command. The whole world will see it. I said, okay. All we want is for the right thing to be done. So I don't need to, so that it won't look like I just want to protest by all means. I want to disrupt the society. Because it could be an ambush. Like I spoke to him, but it's like that Yomi want protest so that they can destroy everywhere. They can disrupt public peace. I'm not interested in protest. I'm not interested in disturbing the peace of the society. But if that is the language, then I'm ready to go that route. I was there alone. If they want to do anything to me, then they would have done it. And we had the meeting. They called the Deputy Commissioner of Police in charge of command, the ACP, and they phoned the DCP Panti, all the top head of Lagos State Police Command. Had a Joshi meeting, I should bring my protesters and everything in that phone will be out. The man gave me his word. CP, Olondare Moshood Jimo, he gave me his word. Because they realized I wasn't going to back down. And I will tell the protesters, no problem, sir. We will not protest in Maryland or Jota. Because it's my fundamental right. And then we went there. You all saw it. I was there. We waited. Bring the phone. They didn't bring it. And then the next thing, a week after, they were saying I should come. There's a petition against me. I said SID. If you had said commission, I said Lagos State Police Command. I didn't call the commissioner of police to say, why are they saying you want to see me? You should have called. You can call me on the phone, sir. What is going on? Me tell you, no nickini. Let me see the petition. They want me to back down. They want to scare me to say, while I think part of the case, are there not police officers out there dying because they are protecting you and I? Are there not soldiers, Nigerians like myself? And you're calling me one. So, if it is a cause you want to do, face it and put your life on the line. I don't know. ti bá débi tó lápẹ̀rẹ̀, if you want to take my life, take it. If you don't want to, leave it. But tí bá rí pé mo ṣì ń jà lọ, and I want to continue to fight again, máa mọ̀jà, máa mọ̀ ṣe sá ni. Títí tí máa fi bá dé, kí ló wà nù gbogbo ẹ wo. At the end of the day, make your own mess of it. You now saw what happened. Oh my God. But you people will not know. So it's not a combination of the commissioner's ego and the people that want the injustice to continue combined together. And they set a trap for me. You want me to go and enter it? My master don't even lala ni. Even that by now they will prefer, okay, or you will never see this child again. At the end of the day, things start unfolding. And in coming weeks, we'll see what will happen. Because at the end of the day, it is the will of God that must materialize and the will of the people. This unnecessary, it's okay for people to, put a searchlight or beam this, light on me to say, let's see, does he have it? Or sing ton ti son pa mi ton. NGO fake ni, kini kan back, o sing test ton so ton. Se o kini kan, se America for the ambassador, se o kò sing ton so. Gbogbo ẹ̀ lẹ ti sọ, ó lọ sí asylum ni. Gba te ti sọ gba àwọn adúrò yẹn tó bọ́ sí ro, ní integrity láti wò pé this is how you have to shake up somebody to know whether it's genuine. But people will still be coming. You allow some people to be sharing some dirty narratives and affecting your IQ. I want to share that is a problem, but anything accept it is to question yourself. How much more do you want people to do when it comes to sacrificing? That's why it will be very difficult for you to raise your children to appreciate the sacrifice of soldiers, of police officers, of government functionaries that are doing well to ensure that they are perfect. But some people are just raised to want to play a part. Interest to trust her. Don't think that is how everybody has been raised. But in law, travel out. Travel airport in Miami. It got me London 20 years ago. Me the airport. At the end of the day, this country can get better too. I spent 3 weeks. I only when deported people again. I can't believe it. Only Shomolu Mori Bedagba. How they mal London to malo 3 weeks. Ti gbogbo toilet wa ti be. Ti gbe yo gbogbo bi toilet àti kitchen. Gbogbo sokewe wọ́n face ara wọn. Ó wá lọ London padà. Sayi o Yomi. Ó shop London lọ. Kò dẹ̀ ti sí kini ngba yẹn. Káwọn èèyàn mélòó ní camera phone. Kò tẹ̀ sí camera phone ńgbà yẹn gan. Pad ni àwọn phone yẹn kò tí sí camera phone. Ó gba àwọn Samsung tá ń lo flip wa, àwọn olówó tẹ̀ ló lo flip ńgbà yẹn. Kò sí tó fẹ́ fi ya photo máa ṣe ló lo camera fi ya photo máa lọ fọ́ ni. London mo wà yìí. Oṣù ọ̀. Ọlọ́run ní kò tí ṣe ha ìgbà yẹn. Wọ́n lè ní wèrè ó lọ gbé rẹ̀ sí. Ó lọ London. Torí pé láàrin ìgbà tí mi ìró gẹrun. Mo kàn rìn kiri bí gbóná London gbà yẹn ní ìlú òyìnbó lélẹ̀. Kí ló wá máa ṣe máa rò pé Nàìjíríà ò lè dá kí èmi Nàìjíríà máa play party mi o. So at the end of the day, kọ́lọ́n bá ṣàánú wa kò sí rọ́tọ̀ pa. Àṣekí sọ̀rọ̀ ìṣàn 2021 2022 àbímọ gbogbo ọ̀tọ̀ iṣẹ́ ò lọ tààrà àrò mo ní wàhálà pẹ̀lú ìyá ọmọ mi. Mo dẹ̀ tó lọ sálọ Abẹ́òkúta. Mo fẹ́ rẹ́ǹtì lé gan owó mi ò pé. Kẹ́mi Àfọlábí pẹ̀lẹ́ tó fún mi lówó. Mo wá Ozu 2023 mo travel lọ lóyìnbó. Mo lọ ṣe wàhálà mo ṣe fíìmù gbà yẹn. Marketer ní kò sí nǹkan kan o. Wọn ò ní royalty tó máa fi lẹ̀ mọ́ kò sí royalty. Èmi tí mo ti ṣe fíìmù tí mo ń gba royalty. Wọ́n ti bà YouTube jẹ́. So owó tó ń kó fún mi yẹn ló kí n yọ ń bẹ̀ sẹ́gbẹ̀ẹ́ kí n dẹ̀ fi tó kù ya fíìmù. Àmì tí gbogbo ẹ̀yà fíìmù ó bá má fi gbogbo ẹ̀yà yọ̀ mí. Wàá mú díẹ̀ sẹ́gbẹ̀ẹ́ wàá fi díẹ̀ ya fíìmù kó kọ̀ ṣe máa kọ story àwọn ẹ̀yà mi tí gbogbo ẹ̀yà so kò sí royalty. And I thought I said let me go on the world tour. Kilomita fíìmù mi káàkiri private premiere. I never knew Mohbad was going to die. And I was going on the world tour. I went from Canada to America, wá sí London, sí UK, mo tún padà sí America, mo tún lọ Canada, mo ṣáà ń ta fíìmù mama. Àwọn fans mi máa wọnú ilé wọn lọ, wọ́n tẹ̀ ń ṣe party fún mi, live show everywhere. Àwọn mẹ́rin náà owó yẹn spray mi, mo ń ṣáà nǹkan mi fúnra mi lẹ́lẹ́ni. 6 months mo fi gbé fíìmù káàkiri, mo ṣe ń rí owó yẹn báyìí mo ń dà mo ti nílẹ̀ kékeré tí mo ti ní foundation mo lè fi ṣe ń gbà yẹn kò sówó àti fi kọ mo dẹ̀ kọ́ nǹkan mi kò sí nǹkan tí gbogbo làágùn tí èèyàn ṣe yẹn oríṣiríṣi ọ̀dọ̀ la kàn gbọ́. Lẹ́yìn tí bàbá ìṣàtàgbà bẹ́ẹ̀lẹ̀ gan tó jáde àwọn ìgbà aláwọ̀ kókò sówó tàbá fi jẹ́ àwọn àkùnwà sówó ńlẹ̀ àbábọ̀ ìmọ̀ àwọn akọ̀ ṣiṣẹ́ kan ṣe. And then 3 years after, along there, she 4 years after. But you know, doing activism with some people, they just pick up sort of nonsense and say it. Well, I don't know. I'm calling to one now. I can't book my money. Only me and my son later go facing country. So guys, nobody's going to get justice and we'll get it the right way, but we all have a role to play. We've got a musical break, and when we come back, I'll round up on this show then. I have an update, but I'm not going to give it now. So.
Now I'm on top, life more than any contour. Mo pa wọn ní Naija, ó tún bá wọn ní London. Fún wọn ní KPK pa wọn láti bọ̀ ẹ̀wọ̀n mọ́ tọ́nú. Ó fẹ́ sún wọn ní gbogbo kí n ṣe nǹkan.
Is it Israel accounts? You know, you guys should understand that we're trying to do this kind of job. Well, the time tí èèyàn wọlé yẹn kò sí bí èèyàn ṣe fẹ́ rìn torí ò ní mí that time, not because you have a negative intention or you, and that's why I was, you know, it's a fake account. That was why I was taking my time to show to everybody that I'm receptive. I can roll with everybody, but even at that, well, you are going here and there because you want money. I'm like, me motivate you. To move with anybody long. So it's quite a serious melee, but by the time everything, you know, to make sense to go by inside, you know, go Baba Gisha, you know. All really care so, and yes, I'm back in Nigeria. I'm back in Nigeria. I'm back to justice. I'm continuing the justice from bad in Nigeria. I never went out of it. So don't worry, guys, about one thing. So, but I am in Cotonou at the moment. I'm back to Nigeria. I went to Cotonou, so to speak. So Cotonou is like Nigeria too. It's one step into Nigeria. So basically, at the end of the day, you see that Obodo Riboshiri. You understand? But you need to understand that this last onslaught, we just have to face it once and for all. So maybe in the next 2 weeks, I will enter into Nigeria officially, and after I've done my, you know, groundwork, I'm just trying to see the best I can to make out of the whole stuff. Let's see. Who's calling? Who is coming to dinner? Carolina. So, me, like I said, all we need is justice from bad. We don't need crowd. We don't need, you know, we just want justice from bad, and that's what we're going to get. And don't assume that all government institutions, all police are corrupt, anti-justice. No, it's just that when we as people, we are persistent. There are so many bad eggs in police, and it is our duty to flush them out because they are citizens like us. So if they want to take that institution on behalf of all of us, those that will be there must be willing to be answerable to the public because we are the boss. And then they have to do the right thing. But while they are doing it, we will not be condemning every step they make, other than where we need to criticize them constructively, where they will have to condemn what they do, we will. As it is now, I have been bold to say, Like, look at my experience with the Lagos State Police Command, and it's still part of the drill. You know, a command might compromise a particular cause of justice. It is okay to now pursue it at, to look for a higher institution. What happened with Zone 2 is quite sad and is quite regretful. But I know, let's see. Let's see now that the presidency, they instructed the IG now, said, okay, this ministry, this particular, command will be in the best position to investigate this matter. And so as soon as that is done, we will be able to, or in 2-3 weeks' time, I should be able to come into Nigeria and see to it. But let's have the 2 years. Let's have a 2 years anniversary from Mubarak. Let's see what will happen, and we'll see what is going to go on from there. That is what I want you guys to know. So, Nigeria needs your help. Nigeria needs your support. We need your intervention always, and please always do so. One thing I will say on the last note is that Mohbad is getting justice, and it's on its way. Like I said, it's now at 98.9% justice for Mohbad. I've said it over and over. It's going to be very bumpy, and it might look like a very snail pace hand of justice for Mohbad, but he's destined to get justice. And the people that really took his life, everybody involved, I don't care how many they are, I don't care where they belong, we're going to be finding them in the dock, and they'll be answering to the crimes they've committed, and then the country and the society will win. And Mohbad will win. Mohbad will get justice against whoever is involved. And remind whoever that is trying to discourage you out there that why are you still fighting for justice for Mohbad? Why is nobody? Tell them Mohbad himself and his spirit is the lead actor in seeking justice against whoever messed up with his life. It's clear. They left him to die in pain. They left him in his pool of blood in his own house, and with his eyeballs recording and detailing those people he cared for and those people he thought would care and would take him to Calvary. They gave excuse, which is quite nauseating and absurd, that he doesn't like hospital, and that is why they prefer to run out 3 a.m. to be looking for one terrible pharmacist or nurse to come and treat somebody who needs urgent medical attention. Because at the end of the day, they cannot possibly tell me that scratch in his hand is why they were rushing out in the middle of the night. Worst case scenario, they will take him to hospital, or he waits till the day they break. But for them to go out in the middle of the night, they cannot clean up everything. And that is one of the reasons why I said we need to get into the house as an NGO. We might find something. And what we found is also going to be crucial to the course of investigation as it continues. And hopefully, because it's going to be a big fight. Because when the truths are established, when the real truths are established, it's going to be established in Ibangba. Establish. And if I'm going to be one of those that will be leading the pack, if I'm going to be one of those that will be leading the pack to fight for that, certainly I will need your encouragement, your prayers, because it is for us to stand and stay on the neck of the officers and say, this truth that you have come in contact with, bring it out, except you want to compromise and backstab the administration of Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu. For those that want Nepa no wa Kutonu, but I won't put Nepa. Yano. Clement pe Nepa ni Kutonu. Okay, what do Nepa? So, ladies and gentlemen, I just don't put Nepa ni Kutonu. Oh. And to back boy you, to back mo boy back. You don't put Nepa ni Kutonu. Boko bene. So now mo to Nepa. So guys, inana abi okay nepro. Shani yensi de include nepro. Inna okay SB. Okay. Okay, that's what they call it. Courant. Okay, courant. Courant. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, what's in our courant? What's in Munalo? Let's continue to. It's still safe for me to be in Kutano. Trust me, guys. We'll pick in our Kutano for now while I, do my homework and get ready to, continue. It's not stopping. Go stop. One of the reasons why I feel kini letter to the president to bring, and that was why I said we should go on recess. But we're going to call him office on wrong. So, and luckily, part of the things don't yield was the fact that more expose came out, more revelations came out, and the case got the right national attention that was needed. No, it might be that at the end of the day, some people are saying, "Oh, so very Dapa was not coming to fight for justice; he only wants to claim Naramali." It's still part of justice because at the end of the day, we are narrowing down the course of investigation until we are through with those in the house. Until time to one about so this is what we have against Naramali, or this is the person that sent us, or tabate boko or abamo original kotopa mubad boyeku, lama boya te wache or ma lo we might extend to anybody. At the end of the day, it might be that what actually led to Mohbad's demise, that we all are beginning to think in that direction, might have nothing to do with Naramali, Samilari, or Prime Boy. And that is when the entire nation will now start looking at themselves. What have we done? Ikú tó pa Mohbad láàrin wa, gbogbo èèyàn tó ti bá Mohbad jà lásán pé òun ló pa. Make it make sense. But those that carved and orchestrated that particular pattern of accusation, one month and they did their job well. In fact, ìyá Mohbad tó mọ̀ pé wọ́n wá gbọ́n ọmọ ẹ̀ lábẹ́rẹ́ pamọ́ nílé ni, ó bẹ̀rẹ̀ ẹkún Yomi kọ́bọ̀ yọ, ẹ bá wá náírà, náírà nìkan kan náà bá yín wá dọ́là. Ó gbọ́ everybody bẹ́ẹ̀ sọ ẹ̀ everybody lọ́ máa kó. Mo fọlọ́ bá búra, ẹ ti sọ ní ẹ̀yìn pósítà ọmọ yín in international press conference tí mo bá yín wò. Ibi tẹ̀ sọ yẹn àbàwọ́n èṣù ni ó ti dàṣẹ. Kọ́ kó everybody ní tó dẹ̀ máa padà ṣẹlẹ̀ ni ẹ̀ mo fọlọ́ bá búra. Wọ́n máa kó yín kìtìkìtì. Èyí tí ó bá dàbújá nu yín, ẹ̀yà plan excursion mọ́. Ẹ padà àwọn ibi tó ń pè l'Abuja, Federal Capital Territory. This administration of Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu will deliver justice for Mohbad, and anybody found, whether in police, in government, you will go down with it. Ìjọ ìlànà wọn pé nǹkan tó kì í sẹ́sẹ̀ ràgó, mo bẹ̀ yẹn lọ wá power bank, mi ṣe sọ̀rọ̀ náà kò yóò dá, mi ṣe ìmọ́lẹ̀ là ń sọ̀rọ̀ pa ẹ̀. Èmi fúnra mi gan kẹ̀dẹ̀ rí bàbá àmọ́lẹ̀, so ẹ jẹ́ lọ wá power bank. Pé iná àwọn kó tọ́nu yìí, iná òun rẹ̀ tó báyìí kó tó dé. You don't force it, and that is why sometimes I don't really want to get bothered. I take my time when I build, and I build, and I build. You build trust. When you get to a stage, you become an enigma, because when they've traveled around with so many deformation and lies against you, and you know who you are, you continue to pursue diligently. You cannot expect that somebody in the middle of an activism in the war front could make any sense. It is not criticism when people that you claim you are fighting together are on the war front and you are trying to criticize it. And people are taking bullets. Soldiers are taking bullets, and you are saying kilo shele. So you understand? So it's quite very important. Ashabi, Adamadebi, ṣé ló wébo bàbí lára tí mo fresh. If the president will go out there and say Nigeria, is a good society, it's a place to come flourish and everything, and then we the citizens are speaking this way and they are seeing Mohbad's case, it look like So the president is doing everything to market Nigeria, and that is why he would definitely do everything within his powers to ensure that Mohbad get justice. Because at the end of the day, he knows that this kind of a case, if resolved properly and the truth are well established, especially when there are genuine new leads, àfẹnití ò bá níbẹ̀rẹ̀ Ọlọ́run ni wọ́n pé ọ̀rọ̀ Mohbad yẹn Oniba and some powerful people. Well, with the way they've done in the group chat, they might have 1 or 2 persons tó tún lágbára náà tí ó wà ń di ọ̀rọ̀ yìí, but I can tell you for free, n tẹ́mi rí inú àdúrà o táwọn ènìyàn díẹ̀ ló kù sí tó bá ti jáwọ́ kó bá yẹ kó fẹ́ lọ máa gba kọ̀rọ̀kọ̀rọ̀ láti máa threaten àwọn tó ń jà fún justice ibi tó máa ti Ọlọ́run máa gba kọ̀rọ̀ jáde sáwọn náà a wá fi hàn wọ́n pé mo fi ẹlẹ̀ láti jọ nítorí pé wọ́n bá àdúrà tó ń ṣe ṣùgbọ́n ó mọ̀ pé gbogbo àdúrà tó ń gbà èmi ni mò ń gbà èmi ni mò ń ṣámí sí ṣùgbọ́n gbà tẹ́mi Ọlọ́run sọ pé kò jáwọ́ tó jáwọ́ gbogbo àdúrà ẹ̀ mo ti wá sọ pé kókè mo fẹ́ sọ dòbu gbogbo àdúrà ẹ̀ mo fẹ́ sọ di èpè ẹni tó fẹ́ sọ fún mi pé ifá tó ń bá gan pásítọ̀ tó ń lọ bá kùránì tó ń ságan èmi náà mo sì ní èmi ni wíbẹ̀ gẹ́bẹ̀ for that gbogbo ohun tó bá fi gbogbo àwọn nǹkan yẹn ṣe mi níjọ́ gbà àsìkò tí wọn náà fẹ́ tẹ́lẹ̀ lé and then ẹni á tẹ́lẹ̀ á tún tẹ́ nílùú òyìnbó gbogbo bẹ̀rẹ̀ wọn níbi kankan lọ́mọ́ wọn á dìdàkudà àṣírí wọn máa tú gbogbo ohun tó ṣe jọ pọ̀. You understand? So basically, yes, 11th September protest, 11th if Nigerians, but if you want to come out on the 12th, no problem, because America, I think they are meant to come out on the 12th, but I would still prefer that Nigerians, we start coming out on the 11th. So, on the 11th here. So I might either come into Nigeria or fly to Canada or America. So that's what I want to do. So that's why I came into Nigeria and then dashed out. So it's either in Lagos, find me in Lagos, or in the Nigerian embassy in New York. I'm not going to be doing Washington. I'm going to be doing New York if I'm going to be in America, or Nigerian embassy in Canada. So 11th and 12th, it's important for all of us to renew our quest and demand for justice. So let's see how it goes. And that is the update I want to give. September is the month for Mohbad. Going into September ọmọ èèyàn celebrity ó dẹ̀ wà ní mortuary for 2 years, and the entire nation àwọn abiyamọ dẹ̀ wà ní kéèsì ẹ dẹ̀ wà ní WhatsApp group ọmọ tí ò tí wọ 30 years wíjẹ́ ẹ̀kọ́ ti fura àgbà tí ó rà ọ̀yàbọ̀ wa 40 something ẹ lọ rẹ́rìn ẹ lọ ra kó sí ọmọ kékeré nígbà tí blessing náà tó jẹ́ gbẹ̀ngàn náà sì ju ẹlẹ́bọ̀tọ̀ ó lọ jẹ ẹlẹ́bọ̀tọ̀ sínú kìíní yẹn ẹ̀yin family ẹ̀ kì í sáré nà ọmọ ẹ̀ kì í sáré nà bó ṣe ojú méje follow yìí. Let's go guys, fẹ́ fún ọmọ yìí jẹ ní cause ó bú mi lẹ́ẹ̀kan yẹn. Ta lè mí ní family. So that's the last update. Thank you guys for coming through. Ẹ̀yin tèmi ẹ̀ kì í sáré fún ọmọ yìí jẹ ó yẹ kó sí yẹn náà.